I heard some words today from the late Dr. Maya Angelou. She's been gone a few years, but her words will always be with us. Wouldn't you want your words, which carry so much power, to be heard 10, 20, 30, 50 years from now? Wouldn't you want your books, the words that you place on those pages, or whatever you do in coaching, or whatever you do in life, wouldn't you want it to be said that this lady or this man impacted me? So get your name in the Hall of Faith and act on it now.
Welcome to the Published and Paid podcast, where we share book, business, leadership, and life lessons in 20 minutes or less to help you build a thought leadership brand and business. My name is Jasmine Womack. I'm a former middle school language arts teacher turned seven-figure entrepreneur, and I am glad that you are here. Let's get started. Welcome back to another episode of the Published and Paid podcast. And listen, I have a treat for you today. If you're watching me on YouTube, if you're watching the podcast episode on YouTube, you probably see this super huge smile on my face because listen, the young lady that I am interviewing today, she lights up every room. And I am just so excited about bringing her story and her journey to you all. So today we have one of our amazing clients that have come through our Impact University programs, Miss Gwendolyn Cody Davis. She is a multi-time author. She's, a coach, a consultant, a speaker. And one of the ways in which Miss Gwendolyn inspires me is that she proves that age literally is nothing but a number. Because as a senior, as a woman over 50, she is out here writing books, self-publishing books, speaking, launching coaching programs, creating content. When I tell you, she is doing it. So welcome to the Published and Paid podcast, Miss Gwendolyn.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Please introduce yourself and let us know who you are. Let us know what you do.
Okay, well, I am Gwendolyn Cody Davis. I like to be called Cody, but I like Miss Jasmine using my first name. I don't get to hear it often. And everybody in the Publishing Paid calls me Miss Gwendolyn, except for a few call me Auntie Gladys, but that's another story. I am a published and paid author and a transformation coach. I have written 2 or 3 books before I met Jasmine, but the one that has been written under her leadership is Finishing Strong, Strategies for Baby Boomers to Transform Dreams into Realities. And that book was like my launch pad, of course, for my coaching program. And then I decided to write a workbook to use with the program. And one of the key words that Jasmine used when I said, how do I write a workbook? And she said, make sure it's full of activities. So with that, I launched the coaching program and oh my God, it's absolutely phenomenal. I think I have found my niche.
Awesome. So we're just going to get straight into it because I know that when you came into Impact University, when you came into the writing program, you were already a published author. So after having had experience writing your own book, publishing your own book, what made you feel like you wanted to come and work with me and get some help in a different way?
Oh, one of the things that happened, when it happened, it was so much to my disappointment, but the shift was perfectly God's plan as I look at it in hindsight. I had a business coach that I launched my first book under, and she was moving into the movie world. So if you wanted to take your book to the stage, then she was the right coach for you. She had to let all of her clients go who were authors, and that was me. And I wondered, oh my God, what am I going to do now? And then Jasmine Womack came up on my Facebook feed, and she was having a workshop, 6 day on Facebook and register now, and it's free. And I'm like, well, I'm just gonna check this out and see exactly if this is something that can benefit me. And boy, did it benefit me. And I've referred many others to her. So that's kind of how it happened. I didn't think, oh man, I thought, oh, I'm losing my coach. Not only was she my business coach, she was a friend, and I'm losing her in this area. But it pushed me because I could have stayed out there and just went with the one book and been doing something else right now. But you opened up a brand new world for me when I found you.
Well, thank you so much for letting me know that.
Yes.
And so I know that you wrote your book and you just started doing all these other things with it. So tell us about your book, Finishing Strong, and what made you even write it.
Yes. Well, I was like maybe about a year before I knew I was going to retire from the federal government. And I was facing a lot of challenges on my job. And I thought to myself several times, why did I pick the hardest positions for the end of my career? Because it was just more difficult than it should have been. And I just heard a voice one day as I was meditating and praying to God, who my faith is like, it has to be over the top for my personality and for my assignment. So I was just asking the Lord, hey, what's going on? Because that's how I talked to him through relationship. And he said, Gwen, you are going to finish strong. I just kept hearing those words. And that was my encouragement. And when I received that, I knew that I had to encourage others. When I talked to my peers at that time, the baby boomers, those of us that's born between 1946 and 1964, and I'm on the end of that. I was born in 1960. When we get to this phase of life and we're still alive in 2025, we're thinking if it happened, haven't happened by now, it won't happen. If I hadn't seen it by now, I won't see it. If I hadn't done it by now, I won't do it. And I came to say, no way. If you're still breathing, I believe you still have a dream. And if you're still dreaming, why take it to the cemetery? And
Mm-hmm.
so that has become my passion now, not only for helping Christian women, but to help all of my peers realize that if you're still here, it's for your God given purpose. You have to manifest it in the earth, even if it's not on a platform like I'm able to have, even if it's storytelling to your grandchildren. They need to know the stories of the family, they need to know who they are. They need to know why maybe they like a certain thing. So we all have a mandate. We all have an assignment. We all have a purpose. And so that's my passion. Every morning that I wake up, I got to tell somebody about their purpose. And
Yes.
so that's how Finishing Strong came about.
Yes, yes, yes. And so, ooh, that is just so good, because I think that so many people get to a stage in life and they feel like it's too late. They feel like time has passed them up, opportunities have passed them up. They've got too much going on. And sometimes it's either wait, I need to wait until when, and then when they wait so long, then it becomes it's too late. That time has
Exactly.
passed me. You know?
Exactly.
Right. And I love what you're doing and I love the work that you're doing and the mission behind, what you're doing and why you are doing it. Right?
Thank you so
So,
much.
yes, absolutely. So I want to learn a little bit about the difference in the writing strategies because I know you said that you had written one book previously and then you came into the program and you wrote another one. How were those writing strategies different for you?
Yes, they were different for me. And you helped me to write the thought leadership book. Okay. So I knew nothing about that prior to joining your program. The book that's going to get me booked. Okay. The book that I could do a signature speech, I could launch a coaching program, I could use it for many streams of income. That was the missing piece in how to be an entrepreneur in this industry that I knew nothing about. So, you helped me to know that my book needs a subtitle. You helped me to know that I needed an avatar. You helped me to know that I needed to do the research to find out what my client needed. And so that the book would be like God sent, like, yes, 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 that's what I needed. That's what was missing. The
Awesome.
first
That's
book, I
amazing.
will say, it was entitled Love Letters from the Mom. And I hope my readers can see the growth. They should be able to see the growth between your first book and your current book.
Right.
And I was just really pouring my heart out to encourage. And little did I know, it took me 5 years to write that book, Jasmine.
Mhm.
And you taught me differently. That it does take 5 years to write a book. But
Still in
little
this
did I know, right? Little did I know that book would be released during COVID, December of 2020. And the Lord had already told me this is a time where you want your reader to slow down and relax and
Mhm.
appreciate life. Little did I know that would be everybody in the
Eh,
world. So it went over well, but I have evolved since then. And so I hope now my readers can see, I see a big difference in her tone, her personality, her outreach in the current book than I did the first one. And that's called Growth.
I love it. I love it. And so, how did your book position you to actually go forward and create, your beyond the book offers?
So when I joined your program and I got the information on how to do a signature speech with
Mhm.
my book, and I got the opportunity to do it shortly after, getting into the program. So that's something when you actually, I remember some of your workshops, you said, hey, taking notes and all this is good, and going back to the portal is good. But if you never execute it, you got to save some room on your calendar for when you're going to do it.
Right, right.
This is not for a final exam when you're in school, per se, to know all the answers, but this is for you to get out there in this time in this world where
Yeah.
there's a lot of darkness and there's a lot of uncertainty,
Mhm.
and somebody needs your encouragement. So you got to learn how to do it. So I had the stage to do my first signature speech on finishing strong, and it went over really, really well. And now I'm in the process of doing a workshop with it, and of course a coaching program. I'm on my fourth cohort that will begin in May of this
Okay.
year. And so 10 ladies have completed the program, and that's absolutely phenomenal. And
Congratulations.
one of them wants to be a transformation coach. So we got to
Ah,
get her book written.
yes. Is that your first book writing client?
Well, actually, she will be my second. My first one, she really, I really shouldn't count her with the clients because her book was finished before we met, but she
Okay,
didn't know
gotcha.
what to do after then.
Okay, okay.
And now she is, I mean, it's a compliment for the mentor to see the mentee doing what she's doing. Her name is Aria Brown, and she's doing great things with that
Amazing.
book. And so she likes to include me in the mentorship, so I'm going to include her as a mentee.
Listen, that is amazing. So you come out with your thought leadership book. You created a workbook from it, created
Yes,
a coaching program from it, and you've worked with 10 ladies, and one of those decided to go into your new writing coaching that you were telling me about. And so you
yes,
work, well, two of them have
yes.
decided to go into your new writing coaching services where now they are writing and releasing their books.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm so happy. I'm so excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you so much.
You know what? One thing that I like to ask, but there's one thing to generate income from your career, but there's another thing to generate income from something that you've created and from something that you've done. How did that change you? Like being able to have people pay you for your book and for your coaching and consulting services like your IP.
Oh my God. How did it change me? Let me count the ways. Products and services. Oh my God. And bulk book orders. Oh my God. It's so fun. I received, I guess, my first book order from the book that I had written prior to meeting you, Jasmine, to my pastor. So, like, in a sense, he doesn't count because he's just a giver and a helper and an advocate and a counselor and all those things. But I received another bug book order from someone I had just met in another capacity altogether. As you know, we purchased our dream house last fall, and the loan officer uh, made a bug book order.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And it was like, that totally took my husband and I off guard. So to be
Never know who you
able,
meet.
yes, to be able to do a bug book orders, and I possibly have one on the table now for finishing strong, 30 orders for that book. And the opportunity is coming to be able to do a workshop for that group. It has changed us in a very positive way. We said, this is all worth it. This is what we needed to see. So the bug book order and coaching clients. Now, I had a problem with pricing. We went that whole
we,
way.
we worked through that.
We worked through that. But now I feel like, oh my God, I was just absolutely amazed. And I try to do just what you do, Jasmine. Coach with integrity. I would never charge a price that I would never pay for. And all that advice and all those nuggets that you consistently give your clients, I take that into my program and take it really into my heart. But to answer your question on how has it changed us, it makes it all worthwhile because I've always wanted to be a teacher. And now I'm able to sit in my home office and teach and facilitate, and also to do some in person things as well. So it's like my dream is coming true. So
Amen.
that's why I have such a passion to help others to see theirs through because I'm still living mine. And
Amen.
it's wonderful.
Listen. This has been absolutely phenomenal. What would you say to somebody that is sitting there? They're listening. We have a lot of people that listen. At the time of this recording, we have close to 5,000 downloads. So thank you all for downloading, subscribing to podcasts, listening. Our goal this year is to hit 7,500 downloads. And so, for all the people listening, and for those who will listen in the future and binge watch all the episodes, for all the people and those watching us on YouTube too, there are going to be some people watching this that are feeling like their time has passed. And what you're showing people is like the time is when you say it is. You
Yes.
can make the best of any time. What would you say to those people that have maybe lost faith in themselves, their confidence has gotten a little bit down, or they think that the opportunity has passed them? Whether it's writing a book, building a coaching program, or whatever it is,
Whatever.
what advice would you give? What advice would you have for them?
Oh, you just spoke the key word, Miss Jasmine, when you said faith. And the Bible says in the 11th chapter of Hebrews, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the things that we don't yet see. I think if you can muster up that mustard seed faith and know that faith is always present now. And my question is, if not now, when? I don't care what your age is. If you don't do it now, which is the only time we know we have this very second, why would you put something off until tomorrow? You will also find that it almost seems like it's never a good time to start something new because you're trying to wait for the kids to get out, for this to happen, for the hubby to get this, and for you to get that. And if you're hearing this right now, just take it as a sign that faith is always present tense. You don't want to take your gifts, your talents, and your abilities to the cemetery. You want to make impact now. So I would say that you will receive a return on your investment. And if you're not important enough to invest in, who is? That's my question.
Listen, that's so
Do it
powerful.
and do it now.
If you're not important enough to invest in,
Who
who
is?
is? Ooh, that's a bar right there.
I think it's building legacy, Jasmine. All of us are building something. What are
Hmm.
you building? What do you want? I read some words, I heard some words today from the late Dr. Maya Angelou. She's been gone a few years, but her words will always be with us. Wouldn't you want your words, which carry so much power, to be heard 10, 20, 30, 50 years from now?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want your books, the words that you place on those pages, or whatever you do in coaching, or whatever you do in life, wouldn't you want it to be said that this lady or this man impacted me? So get your name in the Hall of Fame and
Listen,
act on it now.
that's it right there. That's it right there. And I have one more question for you.
Yes,
One other
ma'am.
question. Because you mentioned it. You said you said that you struggled with your pricing.
Yes.
You
Yes.
laughing.
Yeah. In charge
Let's talk about it for a minute because there are
Yes.
people listening that struggle with pricing.
Yes.
And it's like when you think back on it, you bust out laughing at yourself like
When I think back on it, I don't think it was a matter of self-worth. I
Mhm.
what I was given was worth more than I was charging. But at first, I wanted the testimonies. I wanted to see if I could be effective.
Right.
I knew I had something good, but I wanted to see if I could drive it home
Mhm.
and the impact that it would make on the ladies.
Mhm.
And oh my God, the first cohort was 5 ladies. And one of them, the Lord used it to reconnect me with some relationships from the past. So I will say that all of the ladies that was in my first cohort, I knew from some path on my life.
Mhm.
And when we had the celebration for them coming through, some of them said, "Yeah, I'm thankful that I was part of the program." I said, "Yeah, you got tired of me saying you got to join my program, you got to join my program." But they laugh about it now, and not only did they learn from me, but I learned from them. But getting back to the pricing, when you told me, hey, and you were so right, Jasmine. That first cohort, I ran in the red. Okay, let's just face it. And of course, I did make a profit. But when I went around the second time, I got my confidence level was better. I wasn't as nervous. I wasn't thinking that are they going to get the results that I want to see and that they want to see. And by that second time, I had people that I did not know prior. So we didn't have history. So
Mm.
I'm like, you mean a stranger will pay this price to be
Yeah.
with me for 8 weeks? Yay! And then the third time, Jasmine, I really put it on. And I did have one that we didn't have any history together, but we do now. And she is the one who wants to become a coach. And I'll tell you something about that one. Her mother in love invested in her and invested in a scholarship for her. Her
Mhm.
mother in love, who I know, paid for her to come through the program.
That's awesome.
She saw
That's awesome.
something in her, the potential, and invested in her, and she didn't miss a class.
Listen, that's amazing. A lot of times people say, "Oh, I don't have the funds. I don't have the funds." Well, you might be connected to someone who is willing see
Yes,
something in you and they're willing to pour into you and invest in you in that way.
yes.
You know?
She trusted me with her daughter in love.
That's amazing.
It's
That says a lot
amazing.
about you too and your character.
Thank you.
All right. Let us know where we can find you, where the people can connect with you, where we can purchase copies of your book.
Yes. My website is gwendolyn-cody-davis.com. All of my books and my services are on that site. On Facebook and Instagram, G. Cody Davis Finishing Strong. Yeah. Facebook and Instagram, G. Cody Davis Finishing Strong. And on LinkedIn, Gwendolyn Cody Davis.
Awesome. You all make sure that you go and support and follow. I call her Miss Gwendolyn. She likes to
I
be
love it.
Cody.
I love
And we
it.
have a lot of folks in the community who call her Miss Gladys, Auntie Gladys, because this is why y'all got to come to the live events. Our live events
Yes.
are an entire vibe.
Yes.
Coach LB played Midnight Train to Georgia, and Miss Gwendolyn got up and sang the whole room down. And ever since then, she's been Auntie Gladys. So that was a good time.
So much fun.
All right. So make sure that you all follow and connect with Miss Gwendolyn across all of her social media platforms. Make sure that you grab a copy of her book, Finishing Strong. And if you are ready to become a published and paid authority, definitely make sure that you check down in the show notes. There are 2 pathways to help you, and that is through the Published and Paid membership and the Published and Paid Mastermind. And until next time, peace, love, and impact. We'll see you later.